Kia ora, welcome back to my channel. My name's Renee. I like to read books and then talk about them on the internet. I'm perhaps a little bit late in the game with this video, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I don't normally make videos like this. I'm not usually all that up with the play when it comes to new releases, but a couple of my favorite indie local bookshops posted some stuff earlier in the week and about 2024 new releases, what to look forward to, where to get pre-orders in, blah blah blah. It got me really excited because there are actually quite a few books that I am looking forward to this year, so I thought let's do some more searching and see what else we can find. And I've kind of come up with some pretty good stuff that I'm actually really excited about. Will I read all these books? I don't know. I don't even know if some of them I'll be able to get my hands on. Yeah, most of these will be American publishing dates and American publishers. So who knows if they'll even get New Zealand releases or be published here, but I think some of them will, and then we'll see about the others maybe later on. Okay, first up we have in February Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange. This comes out on the 27th of February by Knopf. Also, please don't hold me to these dates. Like I said, they could be US dates. I don't know when these things will be released in New Zealand or who they will be released with, but this is just what I found. I've never read any Tommy Orange, but this has prompted me to want to because this book sounds like the kind of family, generational, span centuries saga story that I love. It's reminding me a lot of W.E.B. Du Bois's The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois, by Honoré Vernon Jeffers, which was one of my favorite books in 2022. And this sounds a lot like that. But this is also like a bit of a prequel to There. I believe it draws from some of the ancestral history of some characters in that book, so I am going to read that before I read this for context and also because I just need to. But yeah, that is the plan for that one. Okay, March we have The Hearing Test by Eliza Barry Callahan. This comes out on the 5th of March by Catapult. I am very excited for this. I saw its description as being for readers of Rachel Cusk and Clarice Lispector, and I also believe that Nathan is reading it at the moment, and he is saying that it's potentially his favorite book of the year so far, which is great. It's about a woman who wakes up and realizes she is partially deaf, heading towards complete deafness, and she is living alone in an apartment in New York with a dog, so it kind of reminded me a little bit of The Friend. And as she is kind of working towards a diagnosis of why this has happened, small little life things that are kind of happening throughout that create this, I don't know, interesting story for her and her kind of coming to grips with what's happening to her. It sounds great. It really didn't have to say much more after the Rachel Cusk, Clarissa Spector reference, but I'm here for it. Okay, next we have James by Percival Everett, which comes out on the 19th of March by Knopf. I have never read any Percival Everett. He was never a writer that I was ever I need to read him, because he's quite listy, I know about him from the Booker and those kinds of lists, and I don't know why I just judged his books and thought that's not something I'd be into, but apparently he's a great American writer, and I have been missing out. So I'm going to correct that this year. I want to read Erasure because it's been adapted into a film, American Fiction, which was nominated for Best Film at the Oscars, and perhaps some acting awards as well. That sounds great. And I believe a lot of his other books deal with kind of racial issues, black culture, and they sound smart, they sound intelligent, they sound ahead of their time for some of them when they were written. So yeah, I want to read this. This is a retelling of the story of Huckleberry Finn. I've never read Huckleberry Finn, but this is told from the perspective of Jim, Huck's friend, enslaved friend. So yeah, we love a retelling of a historical American journey novel. Okay, April. We have The Alternatives by Kaylin Hughes. Comes out on the 16th of April by Riverhead. This is an Irish writer. You know that I'm into my Irish writers at the moment, and I would like to try something new. And this one kind of came across my internet searches, and it sounds really good. It's about some sisters who are all very successful, but perhaps have drifted away in their adult lives and are coming together to help try to find one of their sisters who's gone missing and doesn't really want to be found. And yeah, I am keen to read a lot more about family stories that are centered around siblings, and the Irish element matched with that is perfect for me this year, so add that to the list. Next we have Real Americans by Rachel Kong. This comes out on the 30th of April by Knopf. She's the writer of Goodbye Vitamin, which I've not read. I don't know if I ever will, but this sounded great. It's a bit of a rom-com set in, well, the story I think opens, or is in perhaps in two parts, I can't remember. Precipice of Y2K, a young girl working for a media company meets this man, falls in love, and jumps forward to present-ish day 2021. Yeah, I don't know, it just sounds like a fun little rom-com story, but it's also dealing with differences in class between this couple, differences in their level of privilege, their race. So it could be a bit of an interesting one, maybe perhaps presenting some different alternatives to a rom-com, which I enjoy. In May we have Like Love by Maggie Nelson. I have the 23rd of May. This comes out by Penguin, but I believe it might be coming out earlier with a US publisher, but I found this I think on Penguin New Zealand's website, or Penguin UK or Australia, I can't remember. Anyway, this is a collection of essays and conversations about love, and knowing Maggie Nelson, it will also have some intellectual academic aspects to it. She is a very smart woman. I have a complicated relationship with her writing. It definitely is challenging for me, but it has this very rewarding kind of payoff when I do get through it, and have found it to be some of the most thought about writing that goes on in my head. When I think back to her books, I think about them a bit, and they're always kind of quite interesting, and I'm always very interested in what she has to say. I'm reading On Freedom by her at the moment, and it is hard, but it's good, and no doubt this collection will be wonderful as well. So I look forward to that. Okay, June we have Parade by Rachel Cusk. probably one of my most anticipated reads for the year. It comes out on the 6th of June with Faber. Yeah, I cannot wait for this. Like, it's very exciting and nice reminder to know that, like, some of my favorite authors are still writing. Like, I want a new novel by Elena Ferrante. I want a new novel by Rachel Cusk. Maggie Nelson, like, all those people. It's great. So, yeah, I'm just very excited that we're getting new work from her. This is a novel that is an expansion from a short story that she wrote that was published in the New Yorker. I listened to her read it on their podcast, the Writer's Hour, I believe it's called. I can't remember what it was called, but it was brilliant. I remember the blurb saying that, like, this novel kind of tips the idea of what a novel can be on its head. And that is definitely what Rachel Cusk's work did the first time I read it. The first time I read the Outline Trilogy, I was completely blown away and just had my whole kind of brain chemistry altered around fiction and what it could be, and storytelling, and what is fact and what is fiction. And this novel sounds like it's addressing all those same themes, and so I'm just beyond excited for more of that from Rachel Cusk this year. Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, next we have Festival by Cesar Ida. This is coming out on the 11th of June with New Directions. One of my favorite publishers is New Directions. I think they do a lot of really great stuff. This is actually coming out in like a two-part, like two short stories, Festival and The Game of Worlds. I'm not so much interested in The Game of Worlds, but Festival sounds like a romp. It is about a filmmaker who is at a film festival showing one of his films, and he decides to bring his mother along, who is this old, half blind, perhaps half deaf, I can't remember, woman who is like perpetually cranky and has nothing positive to say and is always complaining, and she just kind of like absolutely slates everything at this festival, including her son's film. And it just sounds like a comedy of errors type short story. It sounds really fun, and yeah, I can't wait to read it. Next we have Any Person is the Only Self by Eliza Gabbett. This is a collection of essays being published on the 11th of June by FSG. I actually have a digital ARC for this, so I'm excited about this one. Oh, I have to jog my memory about the blurb actually, because yeah, the essays on reading, art, and the life of the mind. So who are we when we read, when we journal? Are we ourselves alone or with friends, right now or in memory? How does time transform us and the art we love? Sounds great. Sounds like it's going to send me into an existential crisis about myself and my life. So yeah, pray for me, but also I'm really excited for that, because I need to be shot with some philosophical thinking at the moment, I feel. Okay, July. This is the last month because I don't know whether things come out past, like, I don't know whether they announce things past July, because August is a long way away. But anyway, July we have The Last Sane Woman by Hannah Riegel. It comes out on the 2nd of July by Verso. I'm seeing a lot of a theme here where we're seeing these stories about women and them kind of contemplating within the art world, and this is that. It's about a young woman who has recently graduated from university, and she is working this kind of meaningless job in order to just get by in London. When she comes across she's doing some research in a library and comes across this archives of these letters written between a ceramicist and her friend she becomes quite obsessed with this and starts spending more time at the library and like kind of loses a bunch of work that she's doing. So yeah, I don't know, it just sounds like could be quite a fun, I say fun like it's about something fun. It's not fun. It's about a woman who becomes obsessed with people she doesn't know, I guess, to kind of escape her own reality, which is also fun, right? Okay, this one I am very excited about. Like, if I had to pick a top 3, this would definitely be on there for the books that I'm most excited about this year. The Anthropologist by Asagul Shavas. It comes out on the 9th of July by Bloomsbury. Oh my god, my stomach is rumbling. I need to eat something. I loved White on White by Asagul Shavas. That was one of my favorites from 2022, and I'm just excited for this. I loved her writing. It has a very quiet, contemplative, unobtuse way about it that I just love. This is about a couple who are trying to find an apartment. As they're doing that, they're kind of asking all these questions and trying to imagine themselves in there and imagining what their lives could be like. And that idea sounds very basic, but if you've read her writing and you know the kind of treatment she gives to these kinds of perhaps mundane, everyday, fleeting thoughts, you know that it's going to just be really thoughtful and considerate, and yeah, I just can't wait to read it. It's going to be great, and the cover looks beautiful. Okay, this is the other book that I'm really excited about. It's like Savas, Kusk, and then Taffy Brodesser Agner. We have a new book. It's coming. Long Island Compromise by Taffy Brodesser Agner comes out on the 10th of July by Random House. I believe this is a bit of a crime novel, true crime novel, but it's about one American family, so it's kind of got that combination of it being a family story, but Taffy is just so good, and it's got a bit of a different kind of element to it with the crime. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's set in the 80s. Someone's being kidnapped and ransomed, like definitely not something that I would be like, oh yes, but because it's her, I know it's going to be great, and I am very excited for it. But it's coming out in July. I have to wait so long. Okay. Oh, battery's about to die. That's not good. I'm recording this last little bit on my phone because my camera battery just died and I can't be bothered. The last book that I'm looking forward to coming out this year is Liars by Sarah Manguso. It comes out on the 23rd of July with Hogarth. It's a searing novel about being a wife, a mother, and an artist. And a marriage makes liars out of us all. A nuclear family can destroy a woman artist. I'd always known that, but I'd never suspected how easily I'd fall into one anyway. Wow, that sounds really, really depressing and sad, and I can't wait to read it. Oh, they're both artists as well. That's not a winning combination. Yeah, those are all the books that I am highly, highly anticipating in 2024. Like I said, who knows if I'll ever even read them, but we've got a lot to look forward to this year, plus a lot more. I didn't include everything that I found because, oh my god, this says, oh, this is going to be good. Liars by Sarah Manguso. Combining the intensity of Eleanor Ferrante's Days of Abandonment and the pithy wisdom of Jenny Offal's Department of Speculation. Liar is a tour de force, I fucking hate that phrase, of wit and rage, telling the blistering story of a marriage as it burns to the ground and of a woman rising exorably from its ashes. This is gonna be fucking good. I cannot wait. Okay. Wait. I was saying goodbye. Anyway, these are the books I'm excited about. I hope I have given you something to look forward to. Maybe it's inspired you to seek out some new releases this year. Let me know what you're looking forward to the most. And yeah, I just want all new books now, pretty much. Okay. Love you. Bye.